I have used every single cookie in Cookie Run Kingdom, and here are the 10 best ones. There are a lot of cookies in Cookie Run Kingdom, over 140 depending on when you play, and I have tried every single one of them, and I have come down to the 10 best cookies. Make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video to see the best cookie in Cookie Run Kingdom. So guys, today we're going to be starting off with the top 10, starting for 10, ending with number 1 for PvE. We're going to make another video of PvP, but let's get after it. So number 1 is going to be Creme Ferret Cookie. Now the reason why Creme Ferret is better than his safeguarded brothers, Icicle Yeti and Snapdragon, is because aside from the fact that he's newer, he has a double benefit. He is technically not a safeguard cookie, which allows him to team up well with Mystic Flower Cookie as well as other cookies that are limited if you have a safeguard cookie. And on top of that, his healing and his overall buffs are just unheard of. And on top of that, the big thing here, guys, is the fuzzy scarf buff. Now, as you guys can see here, Creme Ferret Cookie hops onto the cookie with the highest attack and granting them the fuzzy scarf buff. And on top of that, he returns to cookie form and then grants them a damage resist, debuff resist buff. And then on top of that, when a cookie's health goes under 50%, he gets automatically healed. So this is twofold, guys. He massively boosts up the strongest cookie, attack plus 40%, crit damage plus 20%, healing plus 28.9% of attack every 2 seconds. And on top of that, this precious friend, you will see countless times you will be playing the game and you'll have a cookie go down at 20% health instantly, and then they'll instantly come back up. That is Creme Ferret Cookie. He is one of the best healers in the game, which is why he's on this list. So coming in at number 9, that is going to be Pangalamod Cookie. Pangalamod, if you want to sound French with it. So Pangalamod is actually one of my favorite cookies in the sense that it's basically similar to Twizzly Gummy, but better. Quite literally similar, but better. So what Pangalamod does is really good for clearing out crowds as well as for clearing out the Avatar Destiny signs. So really, as you guys can see here with Pangalamod's skill, she transforms into a plasma cannon and shoots out plasma beams. I don't know what kind of cookies they're making up nowadays that can shoot plasma, but apparently that's the norm in the witch's hut, is plasma induced cookies. I think that word alone should show you how strong Pangalamod is. She shoots out a plasma cannon. If the first line of somebody's skill said White Lily Cookie drops a nuke from the United States military arsenal, I'd be like, okay, well, it seems like I shouldn't play against White Lily Cookie. It seems like I want White Lily Cookie on my team. That's what Pangalamod is. Pangalamod serves very good at taking out crowds of cookies, at clearing them out and damaging them a lot, as well as being a good attack against the Avatar Destiny. And that is why our good old Pangalamod Cookie comes in at number 9 on the best PvE cookies. So we're going to be going up to number 8 right now, guys, and that is going to be I passed them. Crazy. No way I passed them again. Where is... There it is. So guys, coming in at number 8 is going to be Creme Brulee. Now, normally, if this was a few months ago, Creme Brulee would be higher. But because of the release of Pangalamod and Wind Archer, he's still incredibly useful, but there's other cookies that give him some run of his competition. So just by weight of other people being solid enough to compete with him, he goes down in the rankings. So what Creme Brulee does exceptionally well and literally makes him probably the best epic damage dealer in the game is his skill. So what Creme Brulee does is he shoots out individual blasts that when they go, they are increased in damage by his attack speed and increased in quantity by his attack speed. And the more he does the skill, the more they come out, all the way up until he gets the Accelerando buff. And it really just stacks hard, stacks quick. If you see an Avatar of Destiny team, it's going to have Creme Brulee. If you see any hit shield team, it's going to have Creme Brulee. If you see most boss teams involving an epic cookie at all, it's probably going to be Creme Brulee Cookie. Really, Creme Brulee Cookie is just without a doubt the best epic damage dealer. Pangalamod gives him a good run now. You know, she's really fighting for that position as well, but he just does too good to fight. So guys, then coming in and what I think is the best epic cookie, and that is going to be Rebel. Every cookie after this is going to be legendary or beast or ancient, and that just goes to show the quality of these 4 cookies that I mentioned first, and also the quality of Rebel Cookie. So what Rebel Cookie does is he uses his skill, which reduces the enemy's defense, makes them more vulnerable to all types of damage. Then with enemies with a reduced defense will receive additional damage. And on top of that, he increases the allies' crits, provides an HP shield, blocks damage equal to the portion of the damage dealt, and then he creates decoys that push enemies back and also take hits instead of HP that keep him alive. It is insane. So if you see a Red Velvet Dragon team, it's going to have most likely Rebel Cookie. And the reason why is because Rebel Cookie just does so good with that damage resist. And on top of that, you can set up teams to not have charge cookies or defensive cookies and just have Rebel and ambush cookie in the front, because that hit shield he provides to himself and the decoys that he puts out are able to stun and delay for so long that then you can just use his skill again. And what do you know? Rebel Cookie doesn't die. The enemies are a lot weaker, and your cookies are wiping them out. I love Rebel Cookie. It is night and day the difference of possibilities with and without Rebel Cookie. If you are going to invest in an epic cookie for the sake of power, Rebel Cookie, Creme Brulee, and Pangalamod. If you're going to invest in cookies for the sake of because they're cute, look at Rebel Cookie. Look how cute he is. He's a pumpkin. So then guys, we are now on out of the epics and into the ancient, legendary, and beast side. And starting off with number 6, and it is going to be Wind Archer. Now, Wind Archer suffers from the same thing that Creme Brulee does. He would be higher on this list if he didn't have other cookies competing for the same thing. Now, Wind Archer is basically just Creme Brulee, but better, and alongside with a damage debuff move with the Arrow of Gale, which ignores damage resist and then applies the Trace of the Wind. Now, the Pursuer's Arrow as well is very useful for the highest attacking cookie, and on top of that, then you get the Last Wind, which also ignores target's damage resist and just overall deals a lot of damage. Now, an interesting thing about Wind Archer cookie is, unlike Pangalamod and Creme Brulee, you can't use him in Avatar of Destiny. The Avatar just is able to counter using their skill, and it just wipes out the entire team. Now, when it comes to anything else aside from that guild battle, Wind Archer is better than Creme Brulee. I mean, I'm talking about campaign, I'm talking about special episodes, I'm talking about Cookie Alliance. Anything, Wind Archer is better. But when it comes to Avatar Destiny, that's the only thing where Creme Brulee is better, but 9 times out of 10, go with Wind Archer. But considering Wind Archer is a legendary and not an epic, odds are you'll get Creme Brulee much easier. So, you know, given what you can do, go for one of the two. But number 6, Wind Archer. So then coming in at number 5, and that is going to be Awakened Dark Cacao Cookie Dragon Lord. Now, easily one of my favorite cookies just because of the look itself, but look at the difference. Oh my god, so nice. But Dark Cacao Awakened is extremely useful for the sole fact that his skill is amazing. His skill can push back enemies, deal massive damage, increase allies damage resist with the Royal Decree, and on top of that, it is just a very strong skill. He inflicts Fatal Wound, which was a new debuff added just for Dark Cookie Cacao's Dragon Lord. I can't say this. It was just a specific debuff added just for this guy. And on top of that, he's got Injury, which only one cookie in the entire game can heal. Pure vanilla. And on top of that, he reduces crit, and then just look at all this Gloom, another debuff they added just for him, which prevents healing. Lowers defense. The reason why Dark Cacao Cookie Dragon Lord is so good is just because his skill allows him to deal damage as a charge cookie, stay alive as a charge cookie, and then debuff and buff the team as well. Debuff the enemies and buff the team. So he's really he hits it all. He's a jack of all trades, a master of a few, honestly. If you get Dark Cacao Dragon Lord, definitely invest in him. So coming in at number 4 is going to be Mystic Flower. So Mystic Flower, up until recently, was one of the best healers, now the second best healer in the game, and Mystic Flower is just amazing. So she is the beast cookie that opposes Dark Cacao Cookie, but the thing with Mystic Flower is that her skill is unreal. Now, if you remember me mentioning Creme at the beginning, as you can see here, one reason why that's important and how he's not a safeguard is because if there are no safeguard cookies in this team, Mystic Flower cannot be incapacitated and gains increased max HP. So that just goes to show that Mystic Flower and Creme are an extremely good staying alive healing combo. But on top of that, you literally could just use Mystic Flower and be fine. Her Cocoon of Fertility provides an HP shield, 20% of max HP for 10 seconds, and then provides HP shield restoration. Her overall Realm of Apathy skills provides healing for 5 seconds and damage resist as well. And then on top of that, her Touch of Meaningless and Pale Plague also serve to debuff the enemy team and buff up the allies. And then we have the Beast Cookie Lantern of Apathy as well. As you can see here, her Lantern of Apathy will keep her healing the allies regardless of Mystic Flower Cookie's current status. It will be further enhanced when she is defeated, meaning your cookies will get healed even if Mystic Flower can't cast her skill or directly use it. It is extremely useful. Mystic Flower is definitely one of those cookies where you can just have one healer on the team, have it be her, and you won't regret it. Now, coming in at number 3, and that is going to be Burning Spice. Frankly, on a personal level, I don't like Burning Spice Cookie because I think he's a jerk. I don't care about people being jerks. You know, I think Shadow Milk Cookie is an amazing character, but this guy's whole MO was literally, I'm bored. Let's destroy stuff. Shadow Milks is like, oh, you know, I lost the meaning of truth, so now I purposely intertwine deceit into what I say and what I do so others can be confused as I was. This guy is literally just like, life's too good. Let's destroy it. But he's a dang good cookie. So Burning Spice Cookie is the best charge cookie in the game. So just to go into a little bit of detail on his skill is basically it does a lot of damage. All these words can be summed up into does a lot of damage and doesn't die while doing it. You guys can see here, his Destroyer's Gaze gives him a 50% damage resist for 6 seconds. And on top of that, we've got the Tyrant's Wrath, which is when he activates his skill and is transformed, he does more damage, deals more damage. And on top of that, it's important to note he can actually deal damage to his own team, and there are fire cookies that actually benefit from that. So just like Mystic Flower and Creme, depending on the kind of team you build, you can achieve specific results from the beast cookies. And on top of that, he also debuffs the enemy team, he also boosts up his allies, boosts up himself, and boosts up fire type cookies even further. So guys, Burning Spice just alone, the best charge cookie in the game. With a fire team, one of the best cookies in the game, easily. All right, guys, now we're going for number 2, and this is one of my personal favorites. It was either going to be him or Shadow Milk, but I put him at number 2 because Shadow Milk is just a very unique cookie, and that is going to be Pure Vanilla Awakened. So Pure Vanilla Awakened took the spot from Mystic Flower for best healer, and oh boy, does he do a good job at it. So the reason why Pure Vanilla Compassion is so good is that the higher his damage resist stat, the stronger cooldown buff he will receive at the beginning of battle, and his regular attacks will heal up to 5 targets and increase their amplified buffs. So basically, he can scale off of damage resist, which is generally the healer's biggest downgrade, is that when you try to increase the cooldown, you're leaving them open to possibly getting killed. So by increasing his damage resist, you increase the cooldown through that method, which keeps him alive. And on top of that, it just mentions how he heals massively. As you guys remember me mentioning, injury, he's the only one that can heal it right there. HP shield, shards of light that provide damage based off the attack of Pure Vanilla as well. He can deal damage as a healing cookie. And on top of that, look at the compassion, guys. Triggers if there are no other healing cookies in the real row and grants the team immunity from silence and cooldown debuffs. Pure Vanilla actually benefits from being the only healer cookie on the team, or should I say the only healer on the back row. And he can also revive, he can also reflect damage. Guys, Pure Vanilla Awakened of Compassion is just an unreal cookie. Really, if you get the chance, absolutely boost him up. And now for number 1, and now honestly, arguably the Cookie Run Kingdom's favorite cookie, and I absolutely agree with it. Understand why. I love this guy. I hate him. He's everything I wish I wasn't, but everything that I love, and that is Shadow Milk Cookie. So Shadow Milk Cookie is just damage dealing 101. This guy does not go down without a fight, and on top of that, he has such a cool design. I love the eyes and the hair and the shadow of his hair. So let's get to the point. So Shadow Milk Cookie at the beginning of the battle will summon the Eye of Truth, and a lot more than that. So as you guys can see, quite a long skill, can basically be summarized as in, just like Burning Spice Cookie does, a lot of damage. So the further you guys go down, as you can see, he provides a lot. And then this is the big part. Skipping over all of the grand finale puppet show skill part. When defeated, he assumes the shadow form that makes him immortal and invulnerable for 5.2 seconds and activates Power of Deceit. Power of Deceit, which increases his max HP, damage resist, and indirect damage resist. So then on top of that, we've got the Eye of Deceit down here and the Eye of Truth, both passes for the cookie, which go to further buff him up and provide debuffs to the enemy team. And he can heal himself to ignore damage resist. What isn't there that Shadow Milk Cookie can do? The easiest way to say it is unreal how good Shadow Milk Cookie is. You know, if you can make a team about just Shadow Milk Cookie and pure vanilla, it'd probably beat most of the game. You throw in like a little like tin can shield up front, you don't even need the tin can shield, you're still gonna win. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video where I went through all the cookies that I've used and I ranked the top 10 based on PvE usage. If you guys liked the video or want to have any questions, leave a comment below, hit the like button, and make sure to hit the subscribe button too. If you guys want to keep watching some more Cookie Run videos, I'll see you in the next one.